Hi there folks, my name's NovaWrap and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for your simulation release news and goings on from the week that was. So here we are on Sunday the 1st of May 2022 and boy is the year flying past. And with the releases from the flight simulation and the simulation community as a whole, I am not surprised. So without any further ado, let's jump into the releases for the week and we're going to kickstart it with the long anticipated and exciting release from the team at Just Flight of the release of their 146 Professional for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So this is from the Just Flight in-house development team and comes on the back in the wake of their previously released versions of the Hawk T1A Trainer and the Piper PA28 family for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, of course, the team is not new to the BAE 146, given the fact that they have previously released this aircraft for the legacy ESP sims, as well as releasing it for X-Plane 11 in the past. Now, this is not just a slapdash port over of the aircraft into the new sim. Oh, far from it. The team have, not only have they have used their base knowledge and brought it across to the new sim, but they have extensively reworked the aircraft with considerable updates and improvements to the model, as well as textures, as well as significant upgrades to the internal systems and providing additional systems that we didn't see previously modeled. Now, this release is quite welcome, actually, in the fact that the team are releasing it as a complete pack rather than, I think, if I remember correctly, when they released this for the legacy ESP sims, you sort of had to buy each version of the aircraft or some of the versions separately. They've actually chosen to release much what they did with the X-Plane version and release it all as one complete package. So to that end, you get 8 different variations of the venerable BAE 146 or RJ sort of family, Avro RJ family of aircraft. So you get the 146 100, 200 and 300 passenger variations. You also get the cargo versions of the 200 and 300 series, as well as 2 military versions. You get the C Mark II and Mark III for the Royal Air Force. So the C Mark II was a VIP configuration, part of 32 Squadron, Royal Air Force, also known as the Royals, which is the VIP and fly in the squadron that services and provides air transportation to the royal family. And while the C Mark III is more of a traditional RAF cargo and troop carrying configuration. Now, the model is based on real-world plans of the aircraft and actual analysis of 3 real-life airframes, so Golf Juliet Echo Alpha Oscar, and 2 Royal Air Force examples that feature in this sim, Zulu Echo 701 and 708. A number of animations are included, all the usual things that we've come to expect across for a great quality add-on, including up to 8K textures, full PBR support, custom lighting supports as well. Also includes full support for ground service equipment in the sim, as well as icing effects throughout and a number of other systems. So a number of other visual features. Inside the cockpit and the systems, you do have full integration and full support of many of the systems, including its auto flight system. So the autopilot is not the autopilot we might come to, you might know from Boeing and from Airbus aircraft. It's more of an early stage one, but it does support FMC support. It does have FMC support, which comes to us from the team at Working Title. Includes full support for the pressurization and hydraulic systems, as well as a brand new electronic flight bag to help you manage your aircraft, and a full flight management system, as I said, alluded to earlier, modeled and provided by the team at Working Title. Full modeling of the fire protection systems, electrical systems, communication systems, flight controls, fuel systems. Like, there is an insane amount of detail here to really give it to warrant the labeling of the professional as a professional title, and dare I say it, that word that phrase that I normally hate, but a study level worthy airliner, which is for me rather interesting because The 146 is one of the few airliners that I actually have an interest in, and you may actually end up seeing me fly this aircraft. As I said, along with the variety of different airframe models you get a number of liveries of the aircraft throughout its service throughout the world, because it did see service throughout the world, from the UK through Europe, the US, and Southeast Asia and Australia as well. So, a large number of liveries, as well as a full paint kit support, all the usual fun stuff. And if you want to add this one to your collection, it's coming out for $65 or your original equivalent, available now from Just Flight. Continuing on with airliner releases for Microsoft Flight Simulator this week, the team over at Leonardo released their rendition of the Mad Dog, aka the MD-80, for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Again, the team here at Leonardo, of course, are very familiar with this aircraft, having previously released it for the Legacy Sims, FSX through Prepared in different variations. So again, they've built on their experience and brought it out and brought it to life in the new simulator. Now, they claim this to be the ultimate and the most study level sample of the aircraft. They haven't really said that they've really done anything different for the new sim. I'm going to say probably that the PBR support definitely looks better, and various other different features of this one. So I can't really go into much more information about it, because, quite frankly, the team didn't actually put out much information about it, other than to tell you that they claim it's the most highly detailed and most advanced airliner for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm guessing probably they might hold that title until something comes out from a certain other airliner manufacturing for the flight simulation world. But either way, from what we've known in the past, the team does put a great deal of detail into it. So as I said, unfortunately they do say that it comes with electronic flight bag, which it's not new, but but it does give you access to a lot of features of the aircraft. And as I said, it really just it's the very high level, the press release and the information from Leonardo for this one. One interesting point over here is that they say that when you first load the sim, load the aircraft into the sim, you may be waiting up to 20 minutes before you get into the cockpit. Apparently, this is normal behavior and is due to how the sim works. So I find it interesting that whether there's no information, they haven't said anything about whether you can expect to have 20-minute load times for your sim every time you go and fly it, but they say the first time, at the very least, you will be expecting 20 minutes to run. As I said, feature list is non-existent at the moment, but here we go. And if you want to add this one to your collection, you can pick this one up for $80 or your original equivalent, available now from Sim Market. Continuing on with aircraft releases for Microsoft Flight Simulator, this time from the team at Virtual Coal. Saw this week the release of their Embraer E190 and E195 aircraft. So the Embraer E-Jet series is essentially a regional jet, sort of narrow-body regional jet airliner that has been very popular throughout many parts of the world by providing, funny enough, actually, they replaced the BAE 146 in the regional jet sort of role and offer an alternative to using turboprops across regional routes. The 190, 195 is a evolution and a growth of the 170 and 175 that previously released by Embraer and also previously released by Virtual Coal, and fit as a slightly larger and longer range variation, though they do share the same type rating. So real-world pilots, from my understanding, will actually, if you get a type rating for the E series of jets, which is the 170 through the 195. Now, there's very little information about, again, the developers put very little into this information into this aircraft, in specifics of the aircraft. other than to say it includes an original sound pack. Now, whether this is, again, they've previously released this for the legacy ESP sims, whether this is just a port or whether it's a sort of updated, use that as a base, not really sure. From looking at the model and the textures definitely look like they've been reworked, if not significantly overhauled. But I could only find one picture of the flight deck, and it doesn't. It's not overly impressive. But again, Virtual Coal's market, their segment of the market, is very much aimed at external visuals rather than internal visuals. But to their credit, at least they have a virtual cockpit. So, thumbs up to you guys, Virtual Coal. Never thought I'd actually have to say that on one of these NovaWraps. But anyway, and if you wanted to add the 190 and 195 series with a large number of liveries that come with this one as well, you can add this to your collection for $17 or your visual equivalent, available now from PC Aviator. Sticking with Microsoft Flight Simulator, but moving into air scenery releases now, kickstarting it with the developer Samscene. Releasing their latest cityscape, this time with bonus airport, with the release of Wuhan City and Airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So this is primarily a landmarks and city pack with an airport added on as an afterthought. So you get 500 custom models detailing many of the iconic buildings and apartment blocks throughout the city of Wuhan, including all major apartments, hotels, banks, and landmark buildings. The Yellow Crane Tower, complete with custom night effects, with a range of night effects used throughout the city. They've also included, as I said, it's almost as an afterthought. They've included what they're calling a medium design rendition of Wuhan Airport, which includes modeling of both the main terminals, Terminal 1 and 2, and supports for animated jetways. I'm going to guess, again, from the limited data coming to us from the developers' press release here, that they're not claiming it to be super accurate, but at least it does apparently improve upon the default. Now, if you're wanting to add this one to your collection, you can pick this one up for $15 or your original equivalent, available now from Samscene. Continuing on with scenery releases, this time developer Simulations saw this week a release of a new little regional airport in Germany with the release of Borkum Airfield. So a small sort of GA airport with limited support for regional commuting as well. This airport services the area of Borkum, an island and a municipality in the Leer district in the German state of Lower Saxony. So it is a single runway ops, runway 1331, with 2 grass runways in support at the airfield as well. Includes accurate airport layout as it appears in 2022, with all airport modeling. With all airport buildings modeled accurately, include full support for custom textures, and also includes a variety of custom landmarks in the surrounding area. And if you want to add this one to your collection, you can pick this one up for $12 or your original equivalent, available now from flightsim.to. Continue on with more scenery releases, this time turning back to the team at Just Flight. Their in-house scenery development team released this week their rendition of California's San Luis Obispo Regional Airport in California. So in the middle of the California coast between San Francisco and Los Angeles, this small GA and regional airline hub offers a variety of services to many prime US destinations, including San Francisco, Portland, Phoenix, LA, Denver, and DFW. As the airport has seen an increase in traffic, it also increased in size, and the airport gives us a highly detailed rendition of the airport as it appears in 2022, with all airport buildings modelled with high definition textures, yada yada yada. Includes animated boarding gates with all custom ground details and custom terrain mesh included for the airport. Also includes a custom night lighting and custom implementation of grass and vegetation around the airport. And if you wanted to pick this one up and add this one to your collection, you can pick this one up for $18 or original equivalent, available now from Just Flight. Moving out of the Microsoft Flight Simulator world and moving into the world of Prepared now, the team at Project Max released their rendition of Mumbai International Airport for Prepared. So the airport servicing India's largest city includes a full layout of the airport as it appears in 2022, including all airport buildings, all terminals, and including latest updates, includes the interior of the main terminal with a variety of custom airside objects, including static airport vehicles, static and animated airport vehicles, and static aircraft and static ground crew dotted throughout the areas. Includes full support for SODE jetways, windsocks, and visual docking guidance systems with full PDR, texture support, yada yada, all the usual stuff that we see. Night lighting, dynamic lighting, volumetric grass lights, all the usual fun stuff. Includes an animated train that you will see as you're on approach to runway 09. Along with, and not only do you get the main airport here at Mumbai, you also get a bonus updated rendition of the Juhu Airport, which is a nearby GA strip, also included in this package. And if you wanted to pick this one up, you can pick this one up directly from the developer for around about $12 or original equivalent, available now. Moving out of the world of Prepared and moving into the world of X-Plane now. So developer AD Simulations this week followed up their recent release of their CRJ 700 package with the release of their CRJ 900. So this one gives us a highly detailed rendition of the aircraft, including a highly accurate 3D model, both internally and externally, with custom coding and a full representation of the flight model, with all major systems implemented in according to them, in exacting detail. Includes a variety of controls for the primary flight display has been accurately modeled. The MFD supports all major modes as supported by the real aircraft, with a variety of pop-up displays that you can actually separate out from your systems and move onto other monitors, which is always something that quite a number of us, including myself, do like being able to do in aircraft, which can be sometimes challenging because Microsoft Flight Simulator doesn't handle that quite as well as some of the older sims do. It includes full modeling of realistic wing flex, a custom FMOD sound system recorded from an actual aircraft, all textures in 4K, a variety of liveries of real-world operators also supported with full VR compatibility included. And if you want to pick this one up, you can pick this one up for $50 or original equivalent, available now from xplane.org. In another X-Plane 11 release this week from Aerosoft, saw this Aerosoft and Flight Sim Studio saw this week the release of ProCam XP. So essentially, this is a new camera add-on for X-Plane 11. Though reading through it is, I'm not. I know there's. I'm trying to think of the name of the other camera add-on for XP that I actually have, and I've actually completely forgotten the name of it. But this one's interesting because this one seems to be focusing primarily more on just pilot views rather than sort of setting and forgetting some pilot views and additional views for your cockpit. Though it does have the interesting capability of you being able to do multiple viewpoints to be able to be brought up at the same time on different windows, which is kind of interesting as that one. It includes a number of different effects, including the fact that you can actually emulate head movement, breathing, and body vibration during flight, as well as full manual camera control support, with a variety of custom modes, including a cinematic mode and cinematic preset modes that you can use for a variety of add-on sceneries as well. So if you're flying into an airport and want to use a replay function, you can actually load in some cinematic viewpoints so you can re-record and relive and share your perfect landing into an add-on airport. So if you want to add this one to your repertoire of tools for X-Plane 11, you can pick this one up for $17 or original equivalent, available now from Airsoft. In a scenery release now for Explain 11 this week from developer Global Art. So this week, the release of their rendition of Sao Paulo Guarulhos International Airport. So Guarulhos International, I'm sure I butchered that pronunciation, is the primary airport servicing the city in the region of Sao Paulo in Brazil. And includes up-to-date layout as it appears in 2022, with all airport buildings modeled with custom accurate textures to real life, custom runway layout, custom taxiway layout with a variety of custom pavement textures based off actual site visits included, with a full support for visual guidance docking systems with custom jetway support via the SAM plugin. A number of static objects, vehicles, and aircraft are present throughout the airport around, as well as full support for world traffics, and a variety of custom lighting systems have also been implemented. Includes full support and full compatibility with the Mega Sao Paulo and the Congohas Global Art package, also from the same developer. I have no idea actually what that is, but there you go. All right, so there you go. And if you want to add this one to your Brazilian collection, you pick this one up for $25 US or your original equivalent, available now from explain.org. Now, in another little interesting release that sort of encompasses all of the sims, including FSX, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Prepared, and Explain 11, the team over at Simbit World have released their latest in their Pilot's Life product line with the release of Chapter 2. So this is, according to the quoting from them directly, it is software that simulates the career of a commercial airline pilot by generating your schedules, tracking and scoring your flights, rewarding you weekly according to your contract type, and much more. So essentially, it's virtual airline software for somebody who's not part of a virtual airline. This software pulls in resources from real-world traffic schedules from around the world, from airlines around the world. So you can fly any one of over 280,000 real-world schedules from over 570 airlines. So if you're wanting to sort of do that, for me, I'm more into like the GA type of flying. So something like Skypark or NeoFly is more appropriate for me. But if you're more into the airliner life, then this might be a tool that could be interesting for you to do, because you can actually recreate the life of an airline pilot. So if you are interested in picking this one up, this one might be something for you to look at. I think it is, what it is though, it's interesting, as I said, it's a sequel to the previous edition, which was Pilot's Life Chapter 1. So if you're a new user, you can pick this one up for $32 US for Chapter 2. However, if you had previously purchased the original sort of Part 1, which was a prepared, which is an F6 and Prepared only product, you will actually get a discount for this one. I don't believe it's required for you to have Chapter 1 originally. This is just simply an updated version of it. But yeah, just something to be aware of. Yeah, as I said, you don't have to have Chapter 1 to buy Chapter 2, but if you did previously invest in Chapter 1, you do get a discount of around about 50% for the new version. So if you want to pick this one up, you can pick this one up, available now from SimMarket. Moving out of the simulator, out of the civilian world and moving into the military world. Now the teams over at DCS World have released 2 new campaigns this week. So the first campaign is for the F-14B Tomcat with the release of the Operation Sandworm Campaign by Sandman Simulations. So this recreates a fictional conflict in 1998 as tension builds in the Persian Gulf region. The US carrier USS Theodore Roosevelt and its air wing has been sent into the region to prevent the situation slipping into open war. This gives you 12 immersive story-driven campaign missions with custom ATC, pilot communication, custom brief materials, and plenty of voice dialogue to evolve the story throughout. The second campaign, that campaign is available for $10 US or the original equivalent, available now from DCS World or Steam. In the second campaign that was also released this week is brought to us from Combat King Simulations with the release of their A10C Operation Agile Spear campaign. So this one is kind of topical at the moment. So this one takes us back to the old original DCS world map, and we go back to Georgia. And as you take on the role as a major in the United States Air Force, leading a team of A-10 Warthog pilots to defend Georgian territory from the invading Russians. So this is a 16-mission single-player story-driven campaign that will give you a number of different roles to take on as a Warthog pilot. Includes custom briefing materials, custom voice dialogue, custom all the usual fun stuff that comes with custom campaigns for the sim. And if you wanted to add this one to your collection, you pick this one up for $13 or your original equivalent, available now from DCS Worlds. Moving out of the flight simulation world now, moving into the world of the permanent way with the Train Simulator Classic release this week of the latest route of the Glasgow subway route add-on. Now, I'll be the first to admit, I didn't actually know that Glasgow actually had a subway. I did not know that. So there we go. Anyway, but apparently it is the third oldest system of its kind in the world. Now, this is a rendition of the line as it appears now. And though aging, it was an aging route, it is still working hard to this day. Now, this gives us a authentic representation of the Glasgow subway route. Gives you 10 kilometers of the route with a unique 4-foot gauge track system with 15 highly detailed stations, as well as the Broom Loan depot with animations used throughout all of that. You get the Glasgow subway rolling stock and train vehicle, along with a number of scenarios to be able to give you tutorials on not only how to operate trains below ground, but also do several services, as well as a free roam scenario support. And if you wanted to pick this one up and add this one to your collection, you can pick this one up for $19 or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. And to round out the NovaWrap this week, we jet off planet Earth and head to Mars, with Surviving Mars releasing 2 new pieces of DLC this week. The first one is a interesting one that, I'll be honest, I never understood why it wasn't in the sim earlier, with the release of the Martian Express DLC. So this one essentially adds in trains / maglevs, monorails, whatever futuristic kind of train it is, into the sim to allow you to actually institute essentially a public transportation system into your colonies to enable your colonists to live in one dome but be able to work at a different dome or a different site somewhere. So you actually get commuting services on Mars. The trains also support cargo carrying, as well as commuters and passengers and colonists, so you can actually bring content around easier without having to burn all that nasty fuel with your ornithopters. Wait, are they called thopters? No, that's June. Anyway, so this DLC, if you wanted to add this one to your collection, you can pick this one up for $7 or your original equivalent, now on Steam. In the other DLC for Surviving Mars was a creator cosmetic pack, with the future contemporary cosmetic pack being released. It just gives you 10 new building skins for various buildings in your community. And if you wanted to add that one's $5. So essentially it's 50 cents per skin, available now on Steam. And with that, folks, that does now round out the NovaWrap for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter and on Twitch. Just search NovaWing24. All right, folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.